For decades, medicine has worked a lot like a blind box. A doctor writes a prescription for a standard treatment, but that same pill might help one person heal, while it has no effect at all on another. This happens because cancer isn't just one disease. Even if two patients have the same diagnosis, the specific genetic glitches driving their tumors are unique to their own DNA. Scientists are now using artificial intelligence to look inside that box. By running millions of simulations, these models can predict how a specific tumor will react to a specific drug before the patient ever takes a dose. This shifts the goal of medicine from a system of educated guesses to one driven by hard data. We are moving toward a world where a doctor can check your biological stats to find a treatment that actually fits. To understand the business side of this, we have to look at three different lanes. First, there are the gold miners. These companies use AI to design entirely new proteins and drugs from scratch. It is brilliant science, but it is high risk. One failed clinical trial can wipe out the company. Next are the pickaxe sellers. These are the companies building the physical infrastructure, like the massive DNA sequencing machines you see here. They make money providing the hardware and the raw data crunching power that the rest of the industry relies on. Finally, there are the toll booths. These companies handle precision diagnostics. They analyze a patient's existing data to find the right path for treatment, collecting a fee for that navigation every time a doctor needs an answer. This chart shows where the major players sit. Tempus AI is a toll booth company. They act as a critical junction between the hospital where the patient is treated and the pharmaceutical labs where new drugs are researched. For a beginner investor, the data roadmap is often a clearer path than the high-stakes world of drug discovery. Tempus focuses on owning that roadmap. Tempus is effectively trying to build a Google Maps for human illness. To build a map, you need traffic data. Doctors send physical tumor samples, like the ones on these slides, to Tempus labs. Tempus decodes the DNA of that tumor and sends back a report that tells the doctor which specific mutations are causing the cancer. After decoding the DNA, Tempus takes the extra step of pulling in the patient's full medical history, their doctor's notes, and their CT scans to see the full story of the illness. This creates what is known as multimodal data. Think of your GPS. A map is good, but it becomes powerful when you layer on live traffic, weather alerts, and road closures. AI needs all of these combined layers of genetic and clinical information to give doctors truly accurate directions for treatment. By solving an immediate problem for the doctor, testing the tumor, Tempus builds its true asset, a massive, layered archive of how diseases actually behave in real people. This archive is incredibly valuable. Massive pharmaceutical companies pay Tempus millions of dollars to access this raw data to help them figure out why their experimental drugs work for some people but not others. This creates a data flywheel. Every diagnostic test brings in data, making the AI smarter. Those insights are sold to pharma companies. Tempus uses that cash to fund more testing, bringing in more patients, making the wheel spin faster every quarter. The sheer scale of this is hard to visualize. These servers hold over 500 petabytes of medical data. To put that in perspective, it is one of the largest collections of its kind on the planet. A competitor can always write a new AI program, but they can't easily recreate a decade of proprietary, real-world data from millions of patients. That is a massive competitive advantage. But even with a brilliant business model, we have to look at the actual stock price. This report shows an $11 billion market value compared to a $65 million operating profit. That profit only counts money left over from testing. When looking at actual cash after bills are paid, the company is still losing money, burning through reserves to keep the flywheel spinning. Investors also have to worry about dilution. The company often pays its employees by printing and giving out new shares. This means your individual slice of the company pie gets a little smaller every year. At this current price, the market expects Tempus to perform perfectly for years. There is no room for mistakes. Tempus is a rare find, a company with a real-world data advantage in a market that is often driven by pure hype. But remember, you don't have to buy a stock just because it has an AI label. Hype can drive prices up to dangerous levels. A better move is to put Tempus on a watch list. Wait to see if they can actually start putting real cash back into the bank, and look for a market dip to get a safer entry price. Understanding a data flywheel proves you're paying attention. but waiting for a fair price before you buy. That proves you're an investor who plans to stay in the game.